This is the World of Sports Network presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. And today we're going to discuss the Miami Dolphins draft class, breaking it down. So one thing I like about the Dolphins draft class is I love the fact that Chris Grier, the GM, and Brian Flores, the head coach, seem to have a plan. It seemed like it don't matter to me if what the result of the plan is, but right now the whole factors seem like they have a plan and they have a direction. And from what I see, the direction of building a team based on character guys, man, based on building from the inside out and based on character guys that you could trust, okay? And also versatile guys that could be interchangeable, just the same way the Patriots build their team. So I love that aspect that the Miami Dolphins do have a plan and they're sticking with their plan. So with that said, with the 5th pick on the first round, Alabama quarterback Tua. So we all know I can't say his last name, so we sticking with Tua. Great pick. It seemed like the whole world knew they were tanking for Tua from last year. And like I mentioned, they have a plan. Chris Grier and Brian Flores have a plan, and they executed that plan by drafting Tua from Alabama. Now, let me show you a couple of highlights on how Tua is going to fit exactly in what the Miami Dolphins are trying to do moving forward offensively and as their franchise moving forward. Miami Dolphins drafted their franchise quarterback, Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Obviously, this was a whole year in coming because they went into the season, what they call it, tanking for Tua. So they were tanking for Tua this. The Miami drafted Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Yes, man. Hey, at least I tried, man. Y'all give me props on that. Anyways, it seemed like the Miami Dolphins been tanking for Tua for the whole entire season. Hey, really, a year led up to this. One thing I got to say is the Dolphins had a plan, and they had a plan in place. Chris Grier as well as Brian Flores established a certain characteristic they want to establish, and they had the potential to get a franchise quarterback, which they did, and they executed on that plan by drafting in what some people say is the best quarterback and is a generational talent type of quarterback. So let me talk about Tua. What makes him excel? One of the key things is on the field is his ability is his accuracy and his ability to make difficult throws look easy. Look at this throw right there, man. That's a difficult throw right there, and for some reason, he makes those difficult throws look easy. He has excellent pocket awareness, beautiful throw on the strike. You hardly see any of the Alabama receiver have to adjust to make a catch. Most of the times you see them, the ball is in stride. Where they look at that, you never really see them got to jump high or make an overthrown or errant throw catch. That you don't see that, and that's what Tua brings to it. He probably has one of the best catchable balls. He throws one of the most catchable throws in all of football. That's what makes him so great and elite. And obviously, off the field, he's off the chart. Just an outstanding fellow, just a face of the franchise, a guy you want to build around. You know what I'm saying? A guy you want to start a culture with. And Tua fits that profile, and the Miami Dolphins hit the jackpot with their first pick, especially when Brian Flores and Chris Grier is trying to establish a culture and foundation piece, and they hit the jackpot with Tua Tagovailoa from Alabama. After the draft of your franchise quarterback, now you got to go draft somebody to protect your franchise quarterback. And the Miami Dolphins did that with offensive tackle Austin Jackson out of USC. Now I'm going to roll the tape on Austin Jackson from USC. Now that you got the franchise quarterback, now you got to get a guy that protect the franchise quarterback. And with the second pick of the first round pick, the Dolphins selected Austin Jackson, offensive tackle from University of Southern California, USC. So like you mentioned, you get the franchise. I love the plan they have. You get the franchise quarterback. Step 2 now is you have to get a guy to protect your most prized possession. And Austin Jackson fit that mold. big, physical, strong kid, long arms, athletic, man. Look at this guy, even blocking punts. How often you see an offensive lineman on a field goal block team, man? So I love the direction. Like I said, they have a plan, Brian Flores and Chris Greer. So with the third of their first round pick, the Miami Dolphins drafted another guy that we all can't pronounce. His last name we can't pronounce. Cornerback from Auburn, Noah IG. Just call him like that, man. Noah Igbinoghene. That's his name. I tried. So anyways, Noah is a good corner. This was a shocker for everyone. But the Dolphins got a plan, man. Like I said, I'm not worried about the results of the plan. I'm just worried about that they have a plan and they're sticking with it. They're building the organization from the inside out. I love it. First, you have a franchise quarterback. Then you get a guy that protect the quarterback. Then you go draft a guy that go intercept the quarterback. So I love the philosophy with the third of their first round pick in Iowa cornerback Noah Igbinoghene. Now, with the third of their three picks of the first round, the Dolphins went with the cornerback position. Yes, they went with the cornerback position. I guess you could tell this is a premium position. When you're establishing a team, when you're building a foundation, there's certain position that's a foundational position piece in building a team. And this and a cornerback is one of those foundation and one of those pieces. And Noah Igbinoghene, I can't even say his last name, man, but I'm just gonna call him Noah, all right? Because he's just like Tua, man. I guess the Dolphins like guys that names you can't even pronounce, man. If you have a name you can't pronounce, the Miami Dolphins gonna draft you. That's what it seemed like. Anyways, this kid right here is a big, physical, rangy kid, tall. He just fits that profile. I don't know if he was a first-round pick, but the Dolphins, like I said, he fits the mold of what they want to do. He's strong. He's off the press. You can tell they want to be physical in the line of scrimmage, and he got that long streak, and he's fast. And what's the point? He just moved from playing receiver to cornerback, so you know his best days are ahead of him. So I kind of see the direction and the reason why they made that pick. I personally would have made him that selection or that pick, but I see exactly the plan, what the Dolphins have, what they want to do in their future. And Noah fits that mold as far as a big, strong, physical corner who will play bump and run. And it seemed like the Miami Dolphins wants to implement that type of defensive scheme. Dolphins continuing their game plan once again, building from the inside out. They went with the second round pick. They went to get Louisiana-Lafayette big mauler offensive lineman Robert Hunt. Now, you remember now, they combined that with Austin Jackson, so you see exactly what the Miami Dolphins are trying to accomplish. They want to get a physical presence as far as an interior lineman, and they want to get a physical presence as far as the defensive lineman. Love this pick. Let me show you a couple of highlights on Robert Hunt and how he will fit exactly what Brian Flores and the Miami Dolphins culture is offensively. Now let's roll the tape. Continue the theme of building from the inside out, man. So then with the second round pick, they went to Louisiana-Lafayette with the first of the second round pick. They went with another offensive line, man, with Robert Hunt. Man, this dude is a grinder, man. This dude is going to probably kick into the next level. He's going to kick into playing inside. This dude is just look at him, man. He's just a grinder. The Dolphins are trying to build identity, and the way he looks like they're doing it is through the offensive and defensive line. And you let Austin Jackson, who's one of the first one they picked in the first round, and now you compound that with Robert Hunt from Louisiana-Lafayette. I really see what the identity of the Dolphins are trying to establish: a strong physical offensive line and a strong physical defensive line. Great pickup by Miami Dolphins with the second round pick of Robert Hunt from Louisiana-Lafayette. So defensively, it seemed like the Dolphins obviously going with that 3-4, so they need somebody big time in that middle, man. So they went with Alabama defensive lineman Raekwon Davis, somebody to clog up, man. This is a big fella. So let me roll the tape and show you how this big run stuffer is going to help build the Miami Dolphins defensive line. So continue the same status quo, building the organization with the Miami Dolphins. You get your franchise quarterback. Now you start building an offensive line around him. Now you move on to the defensive side of the ball. You got the cornerback. Now you're gonna get a man eater, a space eater in defensive tackle Raekwon Davis from Alabama. Seems like they love the Alabama Crimson Tide. Why not, right? So this dude, number 99, is gonna come in and plug, man. He's gonna come in and make sure nothing is penetrated. You're not gonna run the ball on number 99. That's his strength. That's what he brings in. So now, if he gets you a couple of sacks here and there, that's icing on the cake. But that's not why you drafted Raekwon Davis right there. You bringing him because you want to make sure no other offensive lineman will be able to move number 99. But look, he shows that this versatility to make plays like this. Now that's icing on the cake. But the third round pick, they picked safety from Texas, Brandon Jones. This is just a smart IQ guy, man. This is a guy, every time you pick a safety, you want a guy that's very intelligent, and Brandon Jones fit that mold. So I'm going to show you a couple of highlights on how Brandon Jones, exactly what his ability and attributes is going to bring to the Miami secondary. Now let's roll the tape on safety Brandon Jones. Now, you already have the quarterback, you have the lineman, you have the offensive lineman interior, you got the defensive lineman interior, so now you got to get a safety. So they went and got Brandon Jones from Texas. I love this kid. This is an intelligent kid. The key thing about, like I said, building a foundation, building a team and the structure is positional foundation. And the safety is one of those positional foundation you need to build a team. Just like the Patriots have with McCourty, and they used to have back in the days with Lawyer Malloy and Rodney Harrison. As said, you need a high IQ guy, and Brandon Jones is a high IQ guy from the University of Texas. He has many reps at this position. High IQ, a 4-year guy, been in school for a while. So those are the type of guy, the guy that has a sense of accountability, the guy that's gonna come in the locker room and show and lead the secondary group. Brandon Jones fit that mold, and once again, he fit the exact culture and mold they're trying to establish in Miami. Love this pick from Texas, Brandon Jones, safety from Texas. Another culture infuser for the locker room in Miami. In the fourth round, the Miami Dolphins drafted guard from Georgia, Solomon Kindley. Like I mentioned, I love what they're developing here, man. You see, first they went with Austin Jackson, and then they went with Robert Hunt. Now they went with Solomon Kindley. Now the Miami Dolphins are really trying to be very physical as far as the interior linemen. So I love that pick, and they're showing the plan. They have a plan, and they're sticking with their plan, and I love that part of it with Brian Flores and Chris Greer. Great pickup with guard Solomon Kindley. Now, with the fifth round pick, they went with defensive line. Got to focus on the D-line now. Went with Jason Strowbridge from North Carolina, D lineman. And then with the other fifth round pick, they went with another edge rusher in Boise State's Curtis Weaver. So with the sixth round pick, went with long snapper Blake Ferguson from LSU, and they finished it up with wide receiver Malcom Perry from Navy. Solid draft pick by the Miami Dolphins, and you know what they're trying to do as far as building a culture and identifying an identity. One thing I can say is they have a plan, and I like that part about it. We don't care about the results. We just focusing on the plan, and I love Miami's Dolphins plan. Y'all know the drill. Like this, love this, share this, and I am out.